Okay, so if you want to add contract generating to your website, if you want to automatically generate contracts on your website, here are your options. So what I first tried to do was to add code a form onto the website. So you can add it to a separate page on your website. So if you have a home page, a projects page, a courses and webinars page, you can add it to one of these pages. So you could have a general contracts form, or you could have a drop down and different types of forms like these drop downs here where it says yes or no, or you can choose the type of contract it is. If it's a family law contract, tax law, bankruptcy law. So there was that option, right? I tried that first, and what I got essentially, if I go onto my email, is if I go onto generated contract, this is what I got. So Gmail will automatically send you a notice and say, this is Jean or whoever's information's just been put in. But the only problem with that is it doesn't actually generate a document for us. So what you can do is you can use Adobe Pro. It has a forms section you can add. So you can basically take a form or document and you can add it to your website like a page. But it's only usually for forms, and it will do things in PDF only. And it's not as nice as the other types of forms like Microsoft Forms. So what I did was I went to Google and I created a Google form. So you can create a form in which you get details from someone, and then you can add that form to your website. So you can generate the basic responses you want. That's what you put on the form, just the responses. You will have a template. So my template was an NDA. This is the NDA I created. And then like the other thing we did with contract generating, remember those tags? I think they're called markers, where you put these two arrow signs. That's what I did. So basically, these responses are to give you these responses that you put here to get from your the people who visit your site. This is what's put into the document, and it replaces these tags. So as you can see, it says full mailing address, party one, name, and then why are the parties exchanging information. Then you also need to put in your information. So your firm's name, so your law firm's name or company's name, whatever it is, you put it there. And then you can add whatever clauses you want in your contract. That is fine. Miscellaneous, you can add miscellaneous contracts. You can also clauses, sorry. You can also put things in caps if you want. And then this signing page, the bottom here, you could add DocuSign. So there's no need to fill in this section if you add DocuSign. I just filled it in so you can see how it all comes out. So at the bottom here, you'd put your details. So your law firm's details, your name, and then the title, right? And then whenever you decide to sign, you can put your date and sign. But if you're going to use DocuSign, this section here, you can leave it blank. So date of signing, the person will fill this out on the website, and then the party's name, and then their title. So let's go to a dummy website. So I created this dummy website here, and it's basically like a bar prep room where people can create different rooms and discuss certain topics. So they can discuss the Marriages Act, Legal Practitioners Act, bookkeeping for lawyers, and things like that. And so they can discuss that in different rooms. And so at the bottom, I placed this form. So on your website, whatever it does, if it's a law firm, you can add this to a separate page, like what I've done here. You can add it to a separate page if you want. This is just a dummy website. And so people fill in these sections, and then it generates the document for you. So like what we were doing with the automatic generating using PySimple GUI, we can do the same thing with a website. So what you'll end up having is that whatever document is generated, you'll receive it in your Gmail. So you'll receive it as a PDF, but you can also get the Word document on your Google Drive. So on your Google Drive, you can also get the generated NDA. So let's try fill it out, and then I'll show you how it comes out. So party one's name, this is one of the parties to the legal case. So let's say Michael Yu. His full mailing address, so say 21 Church Street. Why are the parties engaged? Obviously, it would be for a merger, right? Let's say a business merger, or a retainer for a lawyer's retainer. It could also be that. but let's just go with a business merger. All right. And then the date of signing, when your parties sign the contract. So remember, we only want the date when the client signs the contract. When we sign, we can add whatever date we want, because remember, we need to review the document. And then in most firms, it starts off with, the legal assistant, then the associate, and then the partner. So that we don't have two dates. You put one date, the date in which the person's signing, the client is signing, and then the title, let's say he's an associate. Okay. And then you submit. Now for this website, I didn't route a URL so that once you finish signing, it brings you back to the homepage. But if you refresh, it's worked. So I had 4 responses and now I have 5 responses. Remember, we used Michael Yu. So he's the 5th response, as you can see. We just filled that out. 21 Church Street, business merger. And so Google Forms will give you this section where you can analyze your data and you can see who are you signing documents with, how much they're worth, things like that. You can get that kind of data. But what we're interested in, and sorry, we have to also show this. What you can do as well, which is also pretty cool, is you get this generated Word document, or you can get it as a CSV file. And then what you can do is still do the PySimple GUI thing we did, and generate those documents from the spreadsheet. So from the spreadsheet, we can generate lots of those simple contracts, right? The same way we did with PySimple GUI, we can do it again. So that's another option. And let's see our contract. So you go to my Google Drive. That's where all the new generated contracts go. On your part, you don't have to do anything. It's all generated for you. And so when you go onto my Google Drive, you'll get the PDF form, and then you'll also get the Word document. So my internet's acting kind of up. So let's see if we can just get it. Gmail. There we go. So this is the PDF version that we've just created, the NDA 3. I think there's a timestamp somewhere here. Yeah, 10:35, which is this time here. So let's just try open this one that we've just generated. There we go. So Michael Yu, who we just signed with, it adds his details. And remember, we had already put our detail here, the legal engineer there. And then it said whose principal address is 21 Church Street, right? And then what other information did we need? A business merger. There we go. Purpose of a business merger. The clauses, and then as you can see, it will fill in Michael Yu's details, associate Michael Yu, and the date he's filled in. So if you use DocuSign, it will fill in the rest of this. And so like I was saying with that spreadsheet, that it gives you that CSV file that you can generate a CSV file. Here we go. You can download the responses as a CSV file. And then what you can also do is create another GUI using PySimple GUI and then generate all the documents at once. So you can also do that. There's 2 ways to do this. I think this is the easiest way. So then you don't have to go through the headaches I did with PySimple GUI and then download a CVS file. And then if there's an error on one of the let's say someone inputs information and they they make a mistake which affects the whole CSV file, then you can't generate all your documents. Whereas if you use this version, then automatically every new document just goes into your Google Drive and you'll receive an email saying your NDA has been generated, and then here it is. It's been generated, and then you can just sign it off, send it off to your client, and that's pretty much it.